everyone, welcome to my channel, Open Heart Healing. My name is Sarah Walsh, and I am an ambassador for Christ consciousness. That's what I'm supposed to start saying. That's what I've had that on my Facebook page for a long time. But anyway, I'm not supposed to say I'm a coach anymore, or a Reiki master, or any of those things. So that's it. That's what we got. So today I was just guided to go real comfy and green. Like, I was wearing a comfy green sweatshirt the other day too, and I was told no jewelry, just bare, plain, and my hair is kind of a mess. It's all right. It's all right. Jesus says it's fine. So I am bleeding. Just realized I'm bleeding. I think it's from the glass that broke yesterday. If you saw yesterday's live, when that thing crashed down, that glass thing crashed down and broke, I was just cleaning up the... I was just picking up... I left it. I was so exhausted yesterday after the live. I'd had an emotional, busy day yesterday, and by the time I was done with that live, after that thing breaking and whatever, I just was done for the day. And so I just left the glass. I didn't want to clean it up yesterday. I couldn't clean it up. I just left it. My boys weren't here yesterday, so it was okay to leave it. And so I figured I'll clean it up today. So then right before I was doing this video, I just decided to pick up the bigger pieces of glass, and then I'm going to vacuum up the smaller little shards and things. But I kept getting the little tiny specks of glass were like sticking. I just put lotion on my hands. So they had these little tiny little pieces of glass. I think I have one right there. Oh my gosh. This is dangerous now. Now I'm a little concerned about this, actually, of what's... I shouldn't have touched that glass, but anyway. And then I don't know, but I guess I got cut from it, and I'm bleeding now. So anyway, I'm a little nervous to go finish cleaning that up, and I get anyway. Oh, there's like a piece. I can see it. It's like these little tiny, just little. They look like little grains of sand, but they're pieces of glass, and I can see that they're here on the thing. That means they must be all over me, or... Okay, sorry. I should probably start this video over, but whatever. We'll just keep going. So I was supposed to tell you about that, though. If you saw that yesterday, that glass breaking. So I wondered what that meant, and the message I got during the reading was that maybe it was teaching me non-attachment to material things or anything, and Spirit said yes. That was one of the lessons. Was not only I pretty much learned non-attachment, but Spirit said that I have to now master non-attachment. So that was part of the reason why that thing that I was kind of coveting so much, because it reminded me of my Nana, broke, and I've only had it for like 3 weeks. 3 weeks today, I think, would probably be when I got it. Anyway, so that was one of the lessons of it. And another lesson was that my grandma Nana was trying to warn me about somebody with bad intentions. So that was another message from it. And then another message was, or another thing, reason why it fell while I was live, was because I had to have that sensation of, I call it like a jump scare. Like, I don't even know, I can't even go back and watch the video of what I looked like when that thing fell and made that loud crashing. But anyway, I was supposed to do that on camera because, and then the people who were watching me live also experienced it at the same time, and it was some kind of energetic, like, I don't know. My friend Hope, she understands this kind of thing better than I do about, like, you know, for me, I was told that a lot of these videos are me modeling things for people, so when I get emotional, I'm like modeling it for you, but not like modeling it as in you watch me and then you consciously are like, oh, okay, I respond this way. It's like an energetic modeling of like, I don't know. I don't understand it fully. But anyway, that was another thing. And then there was actually a fourth message, because the overall message of it is to show that how one simple act or thing that happens can have many reasons. I just heard a beep. I have no idea what that was. I just saw 444 on the clock. But anyway, so that thing falling had multiple messages. And so then that's another message to say that everything that happens, because we live in a quantum reality, really, everything that happens has a number of different meanings or impacts or whatever ways, so that thing falling gave me like 3 different messages and then another message just from that. So 4 messages just from that thing falling and breaking. And apparently maybe there's another message in there for me of being careful of broken glass. I mean, I was being careful, but I guess those little tiny pieces of glass are dangerous. They're the most dangerous. Ooh, that's a message too. Sometimes like the tiniest thing can have the biggest impact. I actually made a Facebook post saying that the other day, so I guess that's the message I'm supposed to tell you guys too, in case you're not one of my Facebook friends, is that sometimes the smallest things have the biggest impact. So those big pieces of glass that I was picking up with my hands, they weren't cutting me because they were easy to handle and be careful with. But it's those tiny little itsy bitsy little pieces of glass that are cutting me. So anyway, there's a message for you. And then I was supposed to tell you guys another story. So last night, I was guided to watch. Jesus guided me to watch this documentary on Amazon called, I think it was called Marketing the Messiah. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I knew Jesus wanted me to watch this, and I thought, oh, all right, well, we'll check it out. I never know what the message is going to be or the reason or whatever. And so watching it, and it starts talking a lot about Paul. And I had recently been like made aware of Paul, and that he was a like planted into the early Christian church to hijack it and to steal Christianity and invert it. He's the one who like came in and inverted it and whatever. And anyway, so they were talking a lot about him and that and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. This must be why I'm watching this show, to kind of learn more about Paul, because I'd been told about him and guided to kind of like, just, I don't know, learn more when the opportunity came up. Anyway, so I'm watching this show, and it's talking a lot about Paul, and it's talking a lot about the Bible, and then it's talking about how, a lot of the Bible, or who we think wrote the different books of the Bible and stuff, maybe that weren't written by the books of the Bible. And anyway, this whole documentary is, all these experts are taking turns talking about the different, whatever they're talking about, and Christianity and the Bible and stuff, and it's all men. Which I kind of realized, but I didn't really, whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever. They're all these intellectual, like biblical scholars. So anyway, it was fine. I didn't, it's fine. But I did kind of notice that, but I didn't really think anything of it. And we're watching. And then they get to the end of the documentary, and they make the leap from perhaps a lot of the Bible isn't real to essentially generalizing it and saying, like, that means that probably none of the Bible is real. And then they make the leap to, and Jesus wasn't even real. That was the end of the documentary, was the conclusion. All these scholars, except for one of them, I think, one of them was like standing up for Jesus, standing his ground, that anybody who says that Jesus wasn't an actual human being is crazy and whatever. But there were like 3 other guys were like, yeah, I've come to the conclusion that Jesus wasn't even a real human. And this was my reaction. And then I look over, I don't know how this works, and Jesus is like, and then he started laughing, because he knew the whole time that that's what they were going to say. And that's why I was guided to watch it. Anyway, he was just joking with me, right? Like he does. It was funny, but he goes, so anyway, we have that little exchange of, and then he laughs, and then he goes, well, there you have it. Spiritual mansplaining at its finest. Because I've had a thing lately, the phrase came to me, spiritual mansplaining, when people are trying to like think they know everything and whatever, and it's fine, whatever, but it's just a kind of annoying. But he was basically pointing out the fact that all these scholars and stuff, they're all up here, right? They're all in their head, they're all mental in their mental mind about looking at Jesus and the message and the story and the Bible and all this, and I've been given the message before. It was quite a long time ago that I was given this message, but I'm supposed to say it again, is that you'll never find God up here. You can only find God here in your heart. So that's why, like, all these people who in the spiritual community or religious scholars and whatever, and they're all like mental and intellectual, and well, let's look at the logic of it, and let's look at the, Jesus just laughs at them. Not in a mean way. He laughs with love, but it's like ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, yeah, this is it's a funny thing that happened, and I was supposed to share it with all of you. So somebody or more than one person needed to hear that story. That, yeah, you'll never find God in your mind. You can never explain God. Like, maybe someday, like, scientifically they can explain God and whatever, but really, like, the magic is here. Like, the mystery is here. And this is what's real. This is what's true. All of this is just, whatever. Like, this doesn't matter. This matters. So anyway, that's what I was supposed to tell you today. And my tea today is green matcha. Is that how you say it? I just saw 11:11. And I don't know how you say that word. I think it's matcha. Yeah. Anyway, green matcha tea, and I had the green sweatshirt. So green energy, would be heart chakra, which is fitting with the message that Jesus had, that you can only find Jesus or God through your heart. And then I was guided to use my son's Gemini mug today. I don't know what's going on. I'm hearing noises, weird noises. I know that, like, at least 2 of my friends who watch my videos fairly regularly are Gemini suns, so maybe this is for you guys. Maybe that's you guys right there. I don't know. Just a shout out to my Gemini friends. Yeah, and my son, who's Gemini. He won't watch this, but he did recently subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel, after me having it for a year and a half. He just on his own decided he was going to subscribe the other day, and I was like, oh, thanks. That's so nice. Anyway, so appreciation for the Gemini energy. The only Gemini I have in my chart is my Jupiter is in Gemini, which apparently is not a great place for Gemini or for your Jupiter to be, but story of my life, huh? Anyway, I don't know. I think it sounds good though. Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter and Gemini. Anyway. These mugs, I have one Capricorn one and a Scorpio one too. One for each of us in my family. And they're very, like, the heat goes through them a lot, so they're very hot to handle, to hold, hard to hold. Oh, Mercury in retrograde. This Mercury in retrograde. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just talking a lot today, but it is what it is. I'm supposed to be talking a lot, and that would be Mercury. Also, I get a little chatty when Mercury goes into retrograde. I also have trouble speaking, so I get chatty and then, like, stumble over my words. But I think that thing falling too, definitely. I mean, not surprising that would have happened during Mercury retrograde. Things kind of go wrong, and then I dropped a whole container of coleslaw on the floor last night when I was making my dinner, and it fell, like, into, like, the worst place it could fall. And I just had to shake my head and laugh, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I was like, okay, clearly this Mercury retrograde is hitting me hard, because sometimes they hit me really hard, and sometimes I don't even feel them. And so I realized it just depends on probably where the retrograde is happening in my own chart or whatever. So last night I was like, okay, clearly this one's hitting me extremely hard. Where is this retrograde? And then I think, I didn't look it up, but I think I remember someone saying that the Mercury is in Capricorn. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's in Capricorn, which my Sun and my Venus are in Capricorn. That means it's with my Sun and my Venus, and so then that makes a lot of sense of why this one's hitting me so hard, because it's aspecting, like, 2 of my main personal planets. So anyway, I'm like, wow, okay, I guess that's a sign then that I need to be extra cautious and careful with my words, and careful when I'm handling anything. Clearly the glass is cutting me. It's like, I made a post on Facebook yesterday, 2 days ago, saying how I realized I hadn't left my house in 5 days. And now I'm like, oh, it's probably good I didn't leave my house. Like, I think the more I just stay home, and the, like, safer I'm going to be. like just for this retrograde, not all the time. But anyway, I'm supposed to talk about that a little bit. Anyway, so now I will start getting into the cards. I apologize for anybody who I just bored to death listening to me talk. I guess I could have been talking while I was shuffling. You know. Oh, that was crazy. Oh, I just caught that card. Okay, we are good. That was quick, at least. Okay. Oh, I'm using just the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot today. I was guided to use it for some reason. So now I'm paranoid that every little thing is a piece of glass, and it's gonna cut me. I'm like overly paranoid. Oh, I gotta get that right. After this, I gotta clean up that rest of that glass though before my boys come home. Okay, so we got the 9 of Cups. I feel like I'm doing peekaboo, peekaboo. I see you. 9 of Cups, and we have number 5, Major Arcana, the Hierophant. And I got an interesting message from that just now. Okay, and we got the King of Wands, and this we had the King of Wands yesterday. That was what was on the bottom of the deck yesterday for the live, if you saw it. But that was in the other deck, the guy with the lion behind him. This King of Wands has a very different vibe to him. So, 9 and 5, I'm getting 9 to 5. Something like a 9 to 5 job. Maybe somebody's considering leaving their job or finding a new job or something like that. Oh, I know one of you at least is going to be starting a job soon. Oh, see, there are little pieces of glass here. Or maybe, no, I think that's, I think I'm imagining things now. I'm sorry. 9 to 5. So, that's funny. 9 to 5. So anyway, one of you I know at least who might be watching this, who is a Gemini, is going to be starting a new job soon. So I don't know, recognition of that, of saying, like, I'm getting like, good work, good job, like, that's the right thing to do, I guess. Or if you're considering leaving your job, this might be a sign of, if you're gonna leave, if you're thinking of leaving a job, I'm getting the message, save up as much money as you can before you quit. Because this guy, this 9 of Cups, has all these 9 cups are all lined up behind him, and that's giving me that message for some reason of like, stockpile some resources there before you were to do that, so you can feel a little better about doing it. So maybe don't do it right away, but just wait a little bit and try to save up some money first. Let's see if I can put that right there. And then this card, the Hierophant, is typically it represents a spiritual teacher, religious, he's like a religious figure, and these guys are like looking up to him, like listening to his teachings. But I'm getting the message that you don't need anybody to connect you to God, that you have a direct connection to God inside your own heart. So that's one of the things that Jesus doesn't like about organized religion, is that they say, you need to look to the authority in the church, like the pastor or the priest or the bishop or the pope or whatever, that they have a more direct line to God, or like a stronger connection to God, or you have to go through them to get to God. And this card is giving me the message, no, that is absolutely false. You are just as connected to God as everybody else. We all have the same connection because we are all a part of God. So that's the problem with the church, is that they want you to give your power away to people, to humans. They say, give your power to us, and we'll look out for you, and we'll put in a good word for you with the man upstairs, and, confess your sins to us, and we have the power to forgive you. Like, no, you can go directly to God, just like Jesus did. And that's what Jesus wanted us to know, is we can have that connection to God directly like he did. So you don't need to look to an external authority or a church or anybody else to tell you anything. You can get that information directly yourself. Now, this King of Wands, what does he want to say today? It's like a big truck going by. I live on a pretty quiet street, so that's weird. Or unusual, I guess. This has just got a mixture of, there's some, I mentioned how the other King of Wands card that we got yesterday from the Light Seers Tarot had the lion behind him. So technically this guy has a lion behind him as well, which I guess I didn't really realize that, but here's a lion here. And this is a lion, I believe, as well. So he has like 2 lions and like 3 lizards behind him that you can see, assuming there are more that we can't see on his back of his throne or whatever it is. And then he's got like lizards all over his cape. His necklace is kind of weird. It kind of looks like a lion's face, but it's not totally clear if it's a lion or not. And then there's a little lizard down, a real lizard down here. So, what's the message? Like mixing. Like putting things together that don't, oh my God, you guys. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but there is a tiny, can you see? Oh, I'm kind of shaky because I haven't eaten yet today. Can you see right here? Oh, there, it stuck to my finger. Can you see it? Here, can you see? It's a little white feather. A little baby feather. I'm sure it's from like, it's like a down feather, like from a coat or something. But it was just sitting on top of this deck. And I just had put the, I mean, you saw me, I was shuffling the cards and I set it down. So the odds of a random tiny little baby white feather, like, you know, spirit. Okay, stop trying to be so logical. Right, it's like magic. Okay, moving on, magic. So there's a little white feather here, in case that's a symbol for somebody. I just find that incredible that that landed on top of that tarot deck from the time I set it down just a few minutes ago. Where did it come from? Oh, maybe this dream catcher that I showed the other day that is still sitting here that I have to straighten. Maybe it came off of here. Oh yeah, it did. It did come off of here. It's one of the little pieces of one of the feathers. Okay, but still, strange that it found its way over there. So there's a message. Just a little magic for you guys. A little magic on camera. That spirit likes to make me smile. So, I'm sorry, I was in the middle of talking when I got distracted by that little piece of feather. Yeah, so mixing, what was I saying? Putting things together that don't seem like they go together. Like this card is kind of confusing. Like, I've never read the book on this of why there are lizards. The lions make sense because it's a Leo card. But I don't know why there are lizards on this card as well. And it's all over it. So the mixing of like a lions and lizards, they don't seem like the animals that you would normally put together or categorize together. So yeah, there's something about, don't be afraid to try like new combinations of things or strange combinations. If you get inkling, okay. If you get an inkling to do something, to some kind of combination, or like to work with somebody who's very different than you, or work with someone who operates very differently than you do, or just some kind of putting two different seemingly things that seem like they don't go together and putting them together, you might be surprised that they actually go together very well, and that together their differences actually complement each other and create something magical. With the feather, magical. Okay. Wow. At first I was like talking about these I start talking like, so Spirit's telling me to start talking about the animals on this card, and I'm talking, and as I'm talking I'm thinking, I don't know what the message is here. What is this message? I thought I was going to have to go, there you go, lizards and lions. That's the message. No. Thank you, Spirit, for giving me a real message. I would have been, yeah, it's fine. And then I'm just being drawn to his shoes are green. And then he's got the green up here on his cape or whatever. If that's part of his cape, I'm not sure, but whatever. And then with the green, so a lot of green. So if you have to pick a color for something, maybe you're supposed to pick green, somebody watching this. Again, these messages are meant to be timeless. So if you're watching this, what is today? I think it's January 19th, 2022. But if you're watching this like 10 months from now, if you happen to stumble across this video somehow, yeah, maybe it's a message for you now. My stomach just grumbled because, of course, I'm hungry because I never want to eat anymore. I feel like that's a message, but I don't really know what it is. Hopefully that tea maybe calms it down a little bit. Maybe it'll pacify it for a few minutes anyway until I'm done with this reading and I can go eat and clean up that glass. Yeah, green. Yeah, so maybe if you're like have to choose a color for something, maybe this is to say you should, if green is an option, maybe pick green. Green is a very healing color. It's the color of nature, you know, trees and plants and things. So, green. Maybe somebody's aura is green. I'm getting. If you have a green aura, then it means you're a healer, I think. I'm just being drawn to look at my big elephant ear plants that are green. Nature. Again, maybe I got this message yesterday, but I'm supposed to maybe repeat it of like, get out in nature if you can. Maybe this is for me. Maybe I'm supposed to get out in nature since I, didn't leave my house for like 5 days and whatever. But no, I'm sorry, I don't like going outside when it's below freezing. I don't enjoy it. So, Spirit, if you want me to go outside in nature, you're going to have to warm it up a little bit for me. But it's good if I just really, really dislike winter a lot. So it does not bring me joy to be out in it. I don't care what. I don't even care if I'm getting sunshine. It doesn't even help. You can't even have your skin exposed here anyway in the winter. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, that's weird. This card, I always just look at the card, like, I just see the card and I know what the card is. So I don't like really usually like investigate the cards until I pull them in readings, and then I'll be drawn to like certain things. But I was drawn to these two symbols right here, and immediately I got like a woman's reproductive tract. Like it kind of looks like a uterus and the fallopian tubes with the ovaries. Sort of. Not totally, but that's immediately what came to my mind. So maybe somebody's having issues. A woman out there might be having issues with her organs, or it could be like fertility. Maybe somebody's going to be pregnant or is thinking about becoming pregnant or wants to become pregnant or doesn't want to become pregnant. Something like that. So fertile. I don't know. I'm getting somebody maybe is very fertile right now. Interesting. So be aware. I've never gotten that message myself. I have seen other readers get that message from cards and talk about, like caution, like be careful if you don't want to get pregnant because you might be really fertile right now. And I always thought that was a funny message, and I've never myself gotten it, but I'm getting it now. So there you go. Beware. I'm supposed to tell you more about that. When I was watching that documentary, and they were talking about Paul, and they were saying that Paul didn't know Jesus directly, and he just claimed that Jesus came to him in visions and gave him information directly in visions, that he came to him in spirit. And Jesus told me when I was watching that like Paul was a poser. He was an imposter. He was like, he said that, but it wasn't true. Jesus wasn't really coming to him, giving him information. Paul was just making it up. But Jesus told me that now he really is coming to people like me and many, many others. And he really is coming to us and giving us real information and real truth. And it's kind of like balancing that, like righting that wrong almost, like counteracting the fact that Paul was stealing that idea of that, claiming like he's a mystic or whatever, but he was is not. And that now real mystics and prophets are here to counteract that and to bring the truth to the planet. So I'm getting that from the Hierophant. Because he's holding his hands up like this, like Jesus did. When you hold your hands, I don't know. And it's just making me feel like he's just like, he shouldn't be doing that. Like he doesn't have the right to give that hand signal. I don't know, like only certain people can give that hand signal or something? I'm not really sure. I don't really understand that. I haven't really gotten a lot of information on what that means when you hold your hands like this. Like Jesus did. You see Jesus like that a lot anyway. Also, the devil does that in the... Ooh, let me find the devil card for you. I'm being guided to look for the devil card. Can we find it quickly? I can never find a tarot card quickly. Whenever I'm like trying to find a specific tarot card, it's always at the back. There it is. Oh, he's not doing that. I thought he was giving that hand signal in this deck, but he's not. He's just holding his hand up like that. I do not like this card. Whenever I see this card, I'm like, that's a yuck. Okay. That's how I feel about the devil. So he wasn't. That's weird. But sometimes I swear that I've seen the devil. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Okay. And also one last thing. I'm going to stop because they're so random. But I guess that's the point. These daily ones are just random little messages, whatever wants to come through. But this staff that he's holding, wherever this is, the top of it looks like an antenna. Like that you put on top of your roof to get a TV signal. That's what it kind of... I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm even trying to move that, but antenna, something... What about it? What about an antenna, Spirit? I don't know. Maybe somebody just needs to get an antenna. If you're having issues with your TV or you want to get TV channels in or something, maybe you need to put an antenna up on your roof. I don't know. I feel like the word antenna came up recently, but I can't think of what it was now or why. It was like a download I had about, probably when I was in the bathtub or something, about being an antenna or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Well, anyway, that's what I have for you today. So I just want to say thank you. Shout out to the handful of people who joined me on my live on Sunday and yesterday. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I decided I'm probably going to try to do those. Like I said, probably going to do them like once a week maybe for the daily read like this. Just do one of them a week live, and I'll try to pull the cards and get the messages right away, so that if people are watching the replay, they can get the messages right, at the front end of the video. And then after I get the messages, then I'll just drink my tea and chat with you guys, and we can just chat for however long we want to spend time together. So anyway, I appreciate all of you being here with me, and I should have said this at the beginning of the video because probably not a lot of people are watching all the way to the end here. I just saw 34, if 34 means anything to anybody. But I have some new subscribers lately, so I just wanted to say welcome. If you're watching, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I hope that you will find some message some of my messages useful, helpful, whatever. If nothing else, you can get the holy fire energy through me, which I do not call Reiki, even though that's what other people call it, but I just call it the holy fire Reiki. It's basically the holy fire energy. It's like the energy of the Holy Spirit. It's like the energy that Jesus channeled when he was human. So anyway, I love you all. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.